Patrick Ewing is the biggest difference in the New York Knicks?
I think he's a marvelous player.
I think he's going to change the game around for him. He's going to be a force in the NBA.
I'm looking forward to a good season.
Basketball has reached new levels of popularity with stars like magnificent Larry Bird, sensational Michael Jordan, and ageless Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And now another star is on the horizon. Patrick Ewing, college basketball's dominant performer, begins his NBA career. Decade, Julius Erving's remarkable career has paralleled the success of the Philadelphia 76ers, which includes a world title. Facing what could be his final season, the Doctor is primed for one last campaign. Matt Guokas begins his first year as head coach, and while the Sixers boast familiar names, age may be their biggest enemy. So here in the shadow of the Twin Towers, the young Knicks of Patrick Ewing begin their climb, while the veteran 76ers look to remain among the NBA's elite. Madison Square Garden has been sold out for quite some time. It hasn't been that way in recent years, but it's a new era perhaps as the Philadelphia 76ers take on the New York Knicks. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and welcome to the premiere edition of the NBA on CBS, and a big day of sports on CBS. Later today, college football, a Big Ten battle between Ohio State and Minnesota. But this is the 40th season of the NBA kicking off this weekend, and it is the long-awaited debut of Patrick Ewing, the highest-paid rookie ever to come into the league, a great star at Georgetown, and a big center who is expected to make an imprint on this league for many years to come. And he is getting perhaps the most grueling test of all in his first game, going against Moses Malone, who's won the NBA rebounding title 5 years in a row, and Patrick Ewing will find out how tough it can be at both ends of the court against Moses Malone this afternoon. Well, there's been a reawakening of basketball interest in New York. They haven't won a title here since 1973, but the fans have come out. There's a lot of interest in Patrick Ewing, and the impact of this rookie can be felt all over. For more on that, my colleague, Pat O'Brien.
And it's center number 33, 7 feet from Georgetown, Patrick Ewing.
And with that introduction, the Patrick Ewing era began here in New York City, where the fans are hoping the glory days will return. But before Ewing even put on his jersey, the impact of the Ewing era was felt not only in the NBA, but here in the financial community.
Patrick Ewing represents a new force in our marketplace. He's going to have the same kind of impact on our market as he's going to have in the NBA.
The song says if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Well, the New York fans aren't waiting to see if Ewing will make it. Just the thought has made Knicks tickets the hottest in town. Sales have almost doubled with his arrival.
Please have 3 tickets for Thursday evening, December 12th, New Jersey Nets against the Knicks.
I'll tell you how tickets are. We can't get DeBuscher on the phone to get free tickets. And last year, he used to call us and beg us to come to games. But this year, in fact, we're trying to call him now. You can't get him on the phone.
General Manager Dave DeBuscher does not have a lot of extra tickets, which is a problem he could live with. Meantime, it seems that everything with the Ewing name or number 33 is selling big.
Anytime you have a player who's a personality, who affects his team competitively, and who has generated the kind of publicity that Patrick Ewing has, he's going to probably draw very well at home and on the road, so long as the team is competitive.
You going to go to the Knicks games this year?
I have to tell you right up front that I'm not a jock.
Well, there's one man in New York who won't be needing tickets to the Knicks this year, won't be asking for those tickets. It has been a rough initiation for Patrick Ewing in preseason so far. He has been fined twice, ejected on 2 occasions. He has gotten into scraps wherever he has gone and fouled out in 3 separate games. And the culmination of all of his problems occurred a week ago in a preseason game against Indiana. Watch the elbow to Steve Stepanovic of the Indiana Pacers, and watch what Stepanovic does back to Ewing. This was the last of the scraps that Ewing was involved in. Since then, Stepanovic has been fined $1,000. Ewing fined $1,500. Now, the Knicks management told Patrick not to talk about the fight or the incident. He has no comment. The Knicks are protesting, but privately, Patrick Ewing is seething over what he considers to be an incredible fine of $1,500 for that incident indeed. In any event, he's getting ready for the first game. We had a chance to talk with him the other day.
I came to the league thinking I'm going to play as hard as I possibly can. Do the best that I can. That's it. I'm not thinking about getting in any scrap. Like I said before, I'm not a fighter. I'm a basketball player. That's what they pay me for, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play hard and do the best that I can to help New York to win.
Why do you think these things have happened so far in the preseason?
I don't know. I don't wish to even get into that.
Describe the temperament of Patrick Ewing. Do you have a temper?
No, I don't think I have a temper. I'm a human just like everybody else. Everybody has their limits, a point that, you know, you only can go so far.
Your feelings of the media and having to answer questions that come your way now.
I always answer questions that came my way. It depends on what question they are. You know, I'm still going to be the same Patrick Ewing that was at Georgetown. A lot of people say I was sheltered. I was never sheltered. It was my decision to do as few interviews as possible. I wanted to get my education. That was very important to me. If I had given everybody an interview every time they asked me, I wouldn't have graduated. Then everybody would say, oh, he didn't graduate. He's just a dumb jock, you know, so you can't win for losing. You know, I can't let what people think of me, you know, bother me, you know, or I wouldn't be effective at what I do. So I just block it out, you know. As long as my friends and family know, you know, the way I am, then everything is fine. Everything be fine.
We're pleased to have Tommy Heinsohn back as our analyst for the 3rd straight year. Tommy, Bill Russell broke in when you were playing with the Celtics. What are your views of the Ewing situation and the Knicks in particular?
Well, Dick, I think Patrick Ewing is going to be an absolutely sensational player. He's got the size, the speed, and the fire in his eye. You know, a couple of years ago, Ralph Sampson broke into the NBA, and a big question mark surrounding him was his aggressiveness. Would he really be out there battling? No question about Patrick Ewing. He's got it. The Knicks, however, are without 3 of their real big players, Bill Cartwright and Bernard King with injuries and an unsigned Louis Orr. They need these players or similar type players to take the pressure off Patrick Ewing. Too much may be expected of him too early.
Tommy, a lot of people think the Philadelphia 76ers may not challenge the Celtics as well as they have in the past. They have a lot of age. They have a new coach in Matt Dukas and a lot of questions. What is your assessment of the Sixers?
Well, I think the Sixers, Dick, perhaps have a team with a lot of names, but maybe no legs. There are 3 big question marks on this ball club around the nucleus of a team that really was a top echelon ball club. And that revolves around Andrew Toney, who has been troubled with some ankle injuries to the point where some people are questioning whether he has the heart and desire to play this game any longer. It could put pressure on the older ball players that they would like to really slide into old age, Dr. J and Bobby Jones. They may be in a catch-22 situation where they're expecting a lot more out of Dr. J and Bobby Jones than possible.
A quick thought of the Moses Malone-Patrick Ewing matchup today.
I'm going to be smiling. Watch that one, Dick. Body against body. I hope the kid doesn't foul out.
All right now the New York Knicks are being introduced. They're saving the best for last, and the long-awaited debut of Patrick Ewing is about to take on the next echelon.
Number 4, Darrell Walker. And at center, number 33, Patrick Ewing. The Knicks trainer is Mike Saunders. The assistant coaches, Bob Hill and Richie Adubato. And the Knicks head coach...
The NBA on CBS.